Hi, welcome to Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about a school that had a bit of a problem. And what reminded me of this was this letter. It's from a gal named Suzanne. Hi, Marianne. I just wanted to tell you about an elementary school that my daughter and niece own. They turned it into a daycare preschool. My daughter has always been able to hear some things from what we believe to be the other side. But I have heard them, and others have heard things in the school also. My daughter and my niece put an apartment in the other end of the school for themselves, and a year later, my niece's husband passed away from cancer. Both my niece and daughter feel he is still there. We have heard everything from children playing in the gym to a voice in my ear. Also, I have pictures my daughter took of me with orbs all around me. Before my niece's husband passed, he said he was going to the light. However, we are not sure that he did. Uh, any information would help. First of all, schools are full of earthbound spirit kids. Kids like kids, whether they're alive or dead. And grade, preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, they've all got earthbound spirit colleges. All of them have earthbound spirits on them that do affect the children. So, but it reminded me of a house or a school that I did a number of years ago. It was at least 15, 18 years ago. I got a call from a nun of a Catholic grade school, and the grades there were 4 to 8, I believe. Um, she left the message. The teachers have seen ghost children. During the night, there's writings on the blackboard that the teachers or the children, their students, did not put on. Uh, Desks are sometimes tipped over. Bathrooms are messed up. Paper towels are thrown everywhere. And in the gym, um, any of the basketballs that are used in the gym, or any of the gym um ropes, anything that's used in gym, are scattered all over the gym in the morning. And the one teacher actually saw a ghost nun in the same kind of habit that she was wearing. So that would have told me that it was from the same order that these nuns were, the nuns that were teaching there. It would have been one of their order. Um, I told the principal that I would need permission to come to the school. Just because a teacher wants me to come to a school or the principal wants me to come to the school, somebody that's in charge has to give me the okay for it. It can't just be, a student, a mother of a student. It has to be somebody with authority. And so I told her this, and she started laughing. And I says, "What's so funny?" She says, "Well, I am the principal. I am a nun. It's my order that is running the school, and I am the mother of the nuns." I said, "Okay then." I says, that pretty much tells me that you're good. If you want us to do it, we can do this." I said, "But my only rule is that it has to be done when there are no children there. So it would have to be done on a weekend." And she said, even on weekends that the schools, the gym is used and there are other things going on. She said, not on Sunday, of course, but then she said she really didn't think Sunday was an appropriate day to do it. I said, all right. And it was about 4 weeks away from Christmas break. And I says, well, how about if we do it over Christmas break? And she pulled out a calendar and she looked at it, and we agreed on a day in the morning. She says, well, I want, and she rattled off like 4 teachers and 2 other nuns. And I went, whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. I said, you can be there. One other nun or teacher can be there. I said, and the janitor has to be there. And she says, "Oh, good, good. I'm glad the janitor has to be here because he has seen kids running up and down the steps. Plus, he has heard them messing around in the boiler room. They leave water on. So he definitely is a good person to have here." I said, "Okay." So uh, Ted took me out there, and we went out there about 10:30 in the morning, and there were 5 children that were there. There was a 10-year-old, 2 11-year-olds, and 2 12-year-olds, plus a ghost nun was there. Um, and it turned out that the 10-year-old girl that was there wanted to stay with her twin sister. So apparently her twin sister was in the school, and so she was there. I asked her why she didn't go home for Christmas with her sister while she was still there. And she said that they were going to visit Grandma in Florida and airplane scare her, so she decided to stay in the school. The 2 11-year-old boys, both boys, they wouldn't talk a lot, but they liked to cause, they were doing a lot of the mischief during the night. Uh, they wouldn't give me any rhyme or reason why. And the 2 12-year-olds, one boy and one girl, the girl lived in the school because she said it was better than anything at home, and she felt good at the school and she liked the school, and so she was staying at the school, and she never wanted to see her father again. That's pretty much as far as she would go with that statement. The boy that was there, um, his grandmother was also the ghost of a woman that was there also. And I hadn't picked up on that woman. I said, "Is she here?" And he said, "Yes." And that she was down by the cafeteria. And I said, "Well, we're going that way." So we went ahead and we went through the school. And I told the boys that his grandmother was there. I said, "Show me or take me to where your grandma is." And so we went down a few steps, down another hallway. And yes, there was an older woman there, just so mean. And she just looked crabby, cranky, mean, foul. She just looked scrunchy. And I said, "Why are you here?" She goes, and she swore, and she says, "This is my property. This was never supposed to be given to the Catholics. This was supposed to be kept in my family, and my family sold it to the stupid church, and they built this school here." She says, "And I'm really, really angry about it." And I said, "Okay, you don't like Catholics." She says, "I don't like religion of any kind. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in there is a God." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, how do you explain that you're still here?" She just wouldn't even answer me about that. And she said, "I still have family that live in the house east of this property." So the family house was still there, and all this property was owned by them. And obviously, after she died, some of the family members sold it off to the diocese. And oh my gosh, was she angry about it. I said, "So you're helping or you're promoting or you're making the kids act up like this?" She says, "Well, I was hoping that if they do enough damage and keep it up, that eventually the school would get aggravated and close." I said, "Okay." So that was her plan. Oh, just on a side note, the nun that was there, she was young. She was about 25 years old, and she was so very, very thin. So I'm sure she died because of health for some reason. And I asked her why she didn't go to the light. She said, well, she felt that somebody should stay and watch the children that she could see that nobody else could see, but they didn't listen to her anyway. And she said that she didn't think she was worthy enough to go into the light. which of course is ridiculous. So I told her no, that was not be that would not be a problem now that and the kids, except the 10-year-old that wanted her sister, she went back to her house to wait for her sister to come back from Florida. She would not go to the light. The boys went to the light. The other girls went to the light. The nun went to the light. The grandmother, she did not go to the light. I said, why are you giving all these people grief? I says, you think that you would be giving your own family that actually sold the property, the problem, be their problem. And she said, I have been mean to them. She said, they all know, and she says, they all think they're cursed. She says, and if I knew how to do that, I would have cursed them too. I said, okay. So, one of the things that she said was she didn't like, and these were her words, all the holy rollers and their kids on her land. That's how dead set she was against any kind of organized religion. Sad, 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 sad. Um, so I released them, and the janitor told us all kinds of stories too. He actually saw one of the older boy turn the water on in a stationary tub, and she also said she so they all went over, and the janitor helped us get all the seeds up. And a couple of the kids said before they left that there was a lot more children there, Earthbound Spirit kids, but with Christmas they went home with some of the students. So what was going to happen when Christmas break was over is that when the school reopened and the children came back, whoever had anything attached to them would just have to wait outside or go back to the house, because after the seeds are in place, they couldn't get in anymore. The principal called me about 3 years later. They had lost a seed over the front door, and she wanted to make sure that the place was still good. And it was, and she said, after I had been there, they never had another issue with anything there. So it worked out. It worked out pretty good. This one is from a gal named Crystal. Um, I work at an old barn, and the manager has experienced many strange occurrences, from clocks being charged to hearing someone walk through the aisles, up on the second floor when no one else is in the barn. In addition to that, we have also sworn to have seen shadows of old horses and that have passed away here. Is it possible for horses to have spirits and don't leave? Um, would like to know what we should do. Believe it or not, I have done a lot of farms that have large farm animals that have not crossed over. And because I'm not Dr. Doolittle, I can't really talk to animals. Um, because of the horse tracks that I have done, I've seen race horses in the barns there. And I think that's all that's going on here. Maybe they just thought they had a really good home and decided to stay. Um, so what I would do is get the animals out of the barn. I would definitely, um, and I'm sure there must be people there too. I would smudge the barn, get an ordained priest or minister to come out and bless the house, or the barn rather, and the property, and see if that doesn't make a difference. I I'm sure that it will help at least. Okay, the next Zoom is on July 9th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think we still have room for about 10 more people on that. On the 26th, if you're local, I will be in Sandusky at the Merry-Go-Round Museum from noon to 3. and we're going to be allowed to tour the place, even go down in the basement where they fix the horses up from the carousel, and it's supposed to be fairly haunted. So if you're in the neighborhood, stop in. Nobody under 18. Sorry about that. But it should be interesting to see what's there. And just for your own personal information, the Mercury retrograde is finally over on June 23rd. So hopefully things will go back to being a little bit normal then. Okay, thank you very much for being here, and we will do this again next Wednesday. Bye-bye.